Hello everyone, this is Dr. Jawad from Total Health and Wellness Center. The difference between being healthy and being optimized can be the difference between merely staying alive and what Matthew McConaughey calls living in the movie Dazed and Confused. Now, you may be eating a healthy diet, however, eating a healthy diet can mean that you are low in essential minerals, and these minerals are essential for overall good health and athletic performance. You get the most out of your life and your fitness when your system is functioning at the optimal level possible, and that all begins with nutrition. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over 5 key minerals that I believe is essential for not only overall mental performance, but also to overall physical performance. Okay, key mineral number 1 for optimizing health and mental performance, calcium. Now, calcium is the most abundant mineral in the body. We need calcium, as you know, for building up strong bones and strong teeth. However, it's also facilitated in muscle contraction, as well as it plays a vital role in hormone production like insulin. And it's also involved, research has shown it's also involved with weight loss. Now, how is it involved in weight loss? Probably because since calcium is involved with muscle contraction, and the more muscle contractions you have, the more muscle tone you're going to build. So in turn, what's going to happen? You're probably going to lose fat as well. So that's just an idea. Now, how much calcium should you take on a daily basis? Now, the FDA recommends anywhere from 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams of calcium per day. And where do you find these sources? The obvious source is milk and dairy products. However, if you're not wanting to take in milk or dairy, which I don't, I turn to other sources like almonds, broccoli, leafy green vegetables. Oysters have a lot of calcium in it, and as well as sardines. So if you're not into dairy or you're lactose intolerant, there are other main sources to get your calcium, and just not buy milk and dairy products. Now, how do you know if you're low in calcium? Very simple. Since calcium is good for strong bones and strong teeth, the number 1 condition that you may have is osteoporosis, which will lead to osteopenia, which is decreased bone density. Now, since calcium is involved with muscle contractions, again, if you're low in calcium, this may be one of the reasons why you may have hypertension as well. Because if you're low in calcium, the heart's going to take a lot. It's going to be a lot harder for the heart to beat. Which again, the heart is a muscle. It's involuntary and it beats all the time, every time we're alive. So if you're low in calcium, this may be one of the reasons why you have hypertension. As well as elevated cholesterol. If you have elevated cholesterol, because again it has a vital role in hormone production, you may have elevated cholesterol due to simple fact that you're low in calcium. So the first most important mineral is calcium. Okay, the essential mineral number 2, iodine. Now, iodine is very, very important for your thyroid gland function, which helps regulate growth, and it regulates brain development and your metabolism. And it's very, very important for expecting mothers. Expecting mothers need iodine, again, for the growth and development of their fetus. Now, how much iodine should you take? The FDA recommends 150 milligrams of iodine daily for adults. And for expecting mothers, you want to add another 50%. So expecting mothers should take, on the minimal, 220 micrograms of iodine on a daily basis. Now, with iodine, where do you get it from? Seafood is very high in iodine, especially seaweed from kelp. Iodine is also available in eggs and poultry. Now, the easiest way that you get iodine is through iodine salt. This is the least expensive and most readily available for iodine to take on a daily basis. So the second most important mineral for overall health and performance is iodine. Okay, mineral number 3, this is one of my favorite for overall mental performance as well as overall body performance, and that's magnesium. Magnesium is one of my favorites because it's very important because it's involved in over 300 metabolic reactions throughout the whole body. What it does, it helps our body metabolize fats and carbohydrates for cellular energy. So what that means is that if you're low in magnesium, you're going to be low in cellular energy. And similar to calcium, it also improves bone mineral density. So this is one of those minerals that's important as we age to take in order to get strong bones as we grow older. Magnesium is also important in what it does, it helps our body be more resilient to stress. Because when we're stressed out, remember, if you're low in magnesium, that means that you have low cellular energy. So what happens when you're stressed out, you don't have enough cellular energy to cope with the stress that's being thrown upon you. So now, how much do you take of magnesium? The FDA recommends anywhere between 600 to 800 milligrams of magnesium. Now, I always recommend chelated magnesium, and I always recommend to my patients to start with 500 milligrams at bedtime. Reason being at bedtime, because two things occur. Calcium is involved with muscle contraction, magnesium is involved with muscle relaxation. So if you're stressed out, if you have a hard time sleeping and you want your body to overall just relax, taking magnesium at night will help do so. So now, where do you get magnesium? First and foremost, green leafy vegetables, which seems to be a common theme throughout this video so far. Green leafy vegetables are very, very high in minerals, as well as nuts, especially almonds. Those are the most abundant food sources which are high in magnesium. Now, due to poor farming, due to nutrient poor soil, and all the stuff that's going on in the 21st century, it's nearly impossible to get to maximize these minerals through the foods that we take in on an everyday basis. That's why I always recommend supplementation, especially magnesium supplements, and remember to take those at night. Because if you're low in magnesium is linked to several disorders. First and foremost, fatigue, headaches, leg cramps, as well as nausea. Pretty much everything that you just do not want is pretty much due to the fact that you're low in magnesium. So, mineral number 3 that I always recommend is magnesium, and remember, take that at nighttime. Okay, mineral number 4. Now, essentially this is not a mineral, but it's so critical for overall body health that I had to include it, and that's vitamin D3. Now, I like vitamin D3 as well because it's involved in over 1,000 different genes and acts as a substrate for hormones like testosterone, human growth hormone, and estrogen. It also moderates the immune function as well as inflammation, and also too, it assists in calcium metabolism and bone formation. So vitamin D3 is a very essential vitamin that we need for overall performance. Now the question is how much? Now, the RDA recommends 1,000 IUs for every 25 pounds of body weight, which basically that means for a 150 pound person, you're looking at 6,000 IUs per day. For a 200 pound person, you're looking at 8,000 IUs per day. Again, for a 100 pound person, you're looking at 4,000 IUs per day. Now, keep one thing in mind about vitamin D3. The more body fat you have in your system, the less that you absorb into the bloodstream. So if you're an individual carrying more than 30 pounds of body weight that's actually fat, then you may need to take in more vitamin D3 on a daily basis as opposed to someone who's carrying less body fat tissue. So remember, the more body fat you have on your system, the more vitamin D3 you have to take in. So the people ask me, so what level should I be at? Now, I always recommend getting blood work done. Spend the money, get the blood work, find out where your blood levels are at, because most of us are running very, very low. Now, it's really hot. It's hard in the Midwest to get too much vitamin D3 just because we have the winter seasons and we don't go out that much in the winter. Basically, in Chicago, we have 3 seasons, and that is June, July, and August. So we have to maximize just that. So get your blood work done. I always recommend the optimal level. If you're starting at 50 nanograms per milliliter, that is a great starting point. I got my blood work done. I'm around 67, 68, and I forgot which one it was. So I'm at 67 or 68 nanograms per milliliter, and I take in on every single day 8,000 IUs of vitamin D3 per day. I'm 215 pounds, so that's my recommendation. So how do you know you're low in vitamin D3? 1, get your blood levels checked. If you're low, very, very low, what you're going to do, you're going to be experiencing a lot of sickness, a lot of muscle soreness, a lot of cramps, a lot of bone pain. Now, what kind do I always recommend? The brands that are out there, I always recommend Now. You can see this Now brand. I take vitamin D3 in the morning. Do not take it at bedtime. If you take it at bedtime, it may interfere with your sleep pattern. So very, very essential to take vitamin D3 first thing in the morning with the multi-mineral profile. And that's D3. Okay, the last mineral on my list, number 5, is potassium. Potassium is very, very important for the muscle and nerve communication, as well as tissue, cell, and organ overall function. Now, potassium is also coined an electrolyte because it carries a tiny electrical charge with it. Now, how much should you take? Now, the FDA recommends the average person to take up to 4,700 milligrams of potassium per day. However, if you are low in potassium, I always recommend the supplement potassium gluconate. And I recommend taking 400 milligrams at bedtime, okay? How do you know if you're low in potassium? The number one complaint that I get from my patients is always muscle cramps, leg cramps at night. Also, since potassium is involved with the muscle and nerve communication, if you're low in potassium, you'll also get muscle weakness. Okay, as well as high blood pressure and well as constipation. So if you're low in potassium, you may have muscle weakness, leg cramps is number 1, hypertension, as well as constipation. Now, where can you find potassium? You can find potassium in a variety of foods. The most common food that we always know about is bananas. Bananas are very, very rich in potassium. They're easy to get. You get them in any type of local food store, local food pantry, and they're inexpensive. As well as avocados, almonds, leafy green vegetables. Leafy green vegetables seem to be a common theme throughout this whole mineral video, isn't it? So, as well as potatoes. So the five minerals that I always recommend to all my patients, first and foremost, is calcium. Number 2 is iodine. Number 3 is magnesium, very important. Number 4 is vitamin D3, and last and not least, potassium. So even though you think that you're eating healthy, due to the nutrient poor soil that we have nowadays, you may not be getting all the essential minerals that you need on a daily basis for overall body function as well as mental performance. So make sure you supplement, make sure you eat well, be sure to take care of yourself. And if you like this video, be sure to hit the like button at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, as well as share with a friend. If you have any questions, feel free to call me at 630-653-2225. Please visit my website at www.totalhealthdupage.com, as well as my YouTube page, which is the JDoc Real Minute. So there's 3 different areas which you can get me at. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please share with a friend. Please hit the like button. And as always, be well. Thanks for watching.